Okay, we've been in Big Bear for a couple of days now, and I want to do a get ready with me to go snowboarding. I'm gonna show you guys every single piece of clothing and item that I need to take with me when we go up the mountain because it is freezing up there. Whatever level of snow experience you have, this is what I do to keep me warm and cozy while I'm up there in extreme conditions. I come from a very warm climate, and the cold really gets me. I freeze. This is what I have to do to make sure that I'm cozy. First up, I always wear a sports bra and sports leggings. Always, because snowboarding is actually an extreme sport and you're gonna be sweating and active up there. So always keeps me comfy, keeps everything in place, it's tight, keeps it snatched. I always put on some sort of long sleeved dry fit, is that what it's called? A dry fit top that's kind of thin, but it keeps you warm. And it also, when you're sweating, it dries up whatever wetness it accumulates on your body. This is kind of cool because it has these holes on the thumbs. So I just pop my thumb in and it kind of wraps around my hands and my wrist. I always wear an extra layer of pants, usually sweats or like a track pant. Now that I'm all cozy in this, I have to put on what I like to call a bib. Not like the baby bib, it's like a onesie, fluffy jumpsuit. This thing. No. The reason I like it to be a jumpsuit style, like a jumper like this, is because the snow can get in your pants when you fall down. And I fall down a lot when I'm snowboarding, especially when you're trying to get used to the snow if you haven't done it for a while. The first few times that I went snowboarding, I would just wear the regular snow pants and my butt would always be so wet and so cold because the snow would get into it. So when I discovered the bib, we always go with a bib. Now this is the process of how you turn into a marshmallow man for the snow. Zip it up. Ooh. Depending on how cold it is, I'll either wear another sweater on top of this dry fit under the jumpsuit, or I'll just put a jacket on top. Always gotta bring a waterproof snow jacket with a hood that zips all the way up to your neck. This protects you from snow getting in places you don't want it to get into. Do I look like one of Rihanna's dancers now? Oh my god, I'm tired. The feet! You can't tell, but I got socks on! You always want to make sure that you wear thick socks like these to keep you warm when you're up there in the snow. And only wear one pair because it's not good for you when you're wearing the snowboarding boot to have 2 pairs of socks. They always explain this to you at the rental place. Hands. We must keep our hands super warm, and it needs to be as waterproof as possible because you're going to be falling all over the place carrying your gear, and when the snow melts, it's always wet. I have a pair of these gloves. They actually clip together like this, so it's easy to not lose. Before you put these on, you also always want to have some hand warmers. Always a must. Put them in your gloves. They heat up. You take it out of the packet and you throw them in here. It keeps you warm, and that's so important. Oh, you also want to get the gloves that have the garter tie, but you just pull it and it tightens. It also prevents the snow from getting in the little nooks and crannies in here. So you pull it and it's tight. Then you strap this part and tighten it, pull it, ooh, like that. Gloves are not gonna go anywhere. Also, when you do go up to the slopes, you have to get on this thing called a ski lift. You sit on it with all your gear and then it takes you all the way up the mountain. And in order to get on the ski lift, you must have your lift ticket on you. I've gone snowboarding before where I had my lift ticket in my pocket up here, in my pocket in my pants. But the best thing to do is get gloves that have a zipper right here so that you can put your lift ticket right in the pocket. My lift ticket is in there and I just zip it up and it's secure. Tap your glove onto the scanner and you're in. You don't have to do this or like scramble to find where your lift ticket is. It's just right here, and then you just tap and then you can go. Makes life easy, especially when you're carrying all types of stuff. The gear in itself, so heavy, makes it more efficient going up the mountain. Ski mask. This looks weird. Like, you look like you're about to rob a bank when you're wearing this. I didn't want to buy one just because I didn't think it was fashionable or anything, but honestly, this saves you when you're on the mountain. The wind is blowing in your face and it's freezing and it's cold and your nose is frozen. Mask on, put it on like this. It's open, it's free, and then when it's cold, you just go whoop. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the hair. Ladies, annoying to have hair out like this. I usually put them in 2 braids down the left and the right side of my head. When they're in braids, it doesn't get in the way and you can just tuck it in really easily under the ski mask. Now let's go outside because I want to show you the rest of my gear that is for the outdoors. And these are all rentals now. Alrighty, we are outside and I'm gonna show you my gear. Snowboarding boots. If you don't own one already, you gotta go to a rental shop and they make sure that you get the right size because you're moving really freely on the mountain and they gotta make sure that your ankles stay safe. So it has to be really snug, but there's like a specific way that they do it. So trust the rental people, they know what they're doing. Put my foot in the boot. It's kind of a chore to get all of this stuff on, to be honest. By the time you get everything on, you're tired. But going down the mountain, super worth it. These snow pants have a double layer. So there's this one garter part that I put inside the boot, like this. Make sure this is really, really tight. Because every time I get on the mountain, it feels a little loose and you don't want to be tinkering with this while you're up there. You tuck the string in and then screw contraption things that's on your boot, you push it in and then you just turn the dial to the right to tighten it and make sure it's as tight as possible. Once you get into this, you'll really feel what's working for you and what's not. First run down the mountain, I'm usually still adjusting my stuff, but once it's good, you're solid. I take the outer part of my snow pants and I put it over the boot like this. And that, my friends, is how you keep the snow outside of your boot because you do not want the snow to be getting in there because it's cold. It's freaking cold. You see a lot of snowboarders not wearing helmets. They just wear their beanies or baseball cap, but they're pros. So I want to make sure that my head is safe because I just never know when I'm gonna fall. I think I'm past beginner. I think I'm intermediate, I could say, but I still fall really hard, especially when I try the slopes with the ramps. And sometimes I really will fall and hit my head on the snow, so that's no bueno. So I always rent a helmet also. I already put this on earlier, but let's just do it for real this time. Ski mask is on. I make sure that my braid is tucked in or my bun. Tuck it in to my jacket. Make sure that if I do fall, the snow doesn't get in. I'm gonna put my helmet on. Bloop! I clip it. When you're up there, sometimes it's snowing, sometimes it's raining, and it's kind of hard to see when all of that stuff is going on around you. So you always have to bring goggles with you. 1, it keeps your face a little warmer. 2, it keeps the wetness and the snow out of your eyes so that you can see where you're going. This is my own pair. Helmet actually has a clip on the back of it, right here. And it holds the strap so that your goggles stay in place, so that if you do fall and your goggle flies off, it'll still be kind of clipped to the back. And you won't have such a hard time going up the mountain trying to find where your goggles went. Clip it onto the back, like that. And then I leave it up here until I'm ready to put it on. Like this. Cover my eyes, like this. I'm good to go. Last but not least, the most important thing, your snowboard. Ta-da! Whew! You feel like a marshmallow spaceman wearing all of these layers. This, my friends, is how to get ready with me to go snowboarding. Perfect.
Let's do it again. Kaya, kaya, kaya.